Synthaholics, the Story of the Metal podcast.
Welcome to Synthaholics, and this is your special bonus extra episode. We were at the Buffalo Comicon this week. Aaron and I were both. David Duncan and Aaron O'Brien.
Hey, returning champions. Back to Buffalo Comicon. We had a wonderful time. I know, Dave, you were running around. You did a panel with podcasting.
We got kind of interviewed.
I was mostly tethered to my table. But why don't you tell about your panel?
Oh yeah, we had a fun little panel. We thought we were doing like a live podcast for people. It was 11 o'clock in the morning, so right after the con started. We didn't realize it was going to be that early, and we actually had a decent turnout for it being right when the con opened. Pretty much, we had like a little over a dozen people, and I mean I know it doesn't sound like a good turnout, but I mean considering it's a random podcast panel and that it was so early, it was a better turnout than I honestly expected for two local podcasters that may not be huge right now, but we didn't actually do a live show. What happened was we ended up getting a moderator, and they just kind of asked us questions, kind of interview style. So that was a lot of fun, like going back and forth with the interviewer and back and forth with some of the guys from Nerdy Nomicon. That was a lot of fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, and for myself, we have the Visions group, which is an art group in the Buffalo area, and we just released our H.P. Lovecraft anthology, which we took a bunch of Lovecraft stories and we converted them into comic books. I have a short story in there of my artwork, Cats of Ulthar. I was promoting that, and then also just my other art and comic projects.
Yeah. I was running around. We didn't have any Star Trek celebrities this time, unfortunately, but I was looking for people who'd seen Discovery and talking with them, but we also had some other kind of big people in the nerd geek culture. We had the Harp Twins, who play beautiful renditions of heavy metal, the Star Trek opening theme, Game of Thrones opening theme, different TV show opening themes. Beautiful renditions of those. We've got them on the show talking about what they do, and I also spoke with cosplayer and model Holly Wolf. Just about geek stuff, nerd stuff, and then most other conversations are Star Trek related, but I definitely wanted to get a chance to talk with these people because they were amazingly nice and friendly and warm, and they were super awesome to talk to, and I hope you guys enjoy our talks with them and the other patrons of the con.
Right. I just remember your conversation, I don't think you recorded, but with Eric Roberts. And
yeah, I was asking him if he remembered if he had any update on what's happening with Star Trek Captain Pike. I didn't record it because I was waiting for him to find out if he had any updates, and he didn't even remember it.
He was apparently playing the Doctor in Captain Pike, which was what was it? Is it Kickstarter or Indiegogo?
It was Indiegogo.
And there was going to be a fan film about Captain Pike. It looked exciting. It was during the time of Axanar.
And it just kind of went down on fire, I think, with all that stuff that happened.
Yeah, Eric Roberts is most notable. He plays one of the mobsters in the Dark Knight movie where Two-Face gets in the car with him, and he crashes the car when he flips the coin and shoots the driver. So
yeah.
But whatever.
We didn't get an interview with him, but I did speak to him briefly, and he didn't remember anything about Captain Pike. He's I've done 30 movies this year. He's like, I don't know.
That's hilarious.
I just thought that was,
Yeah.
So I guess, I don't know. I guess that just totally fell through and nothing happened with it. So that's a shame.
Well,
we hope you enjoy the interviews that we got from Buffalo Comicon. Well, I am here at the Buffalo Comicon, and I am with
Emma Bruce.
Emma Bruce, nice to meet you.
Hello.
So you got to see the Star Trek Discovery opener. Did you watch both episodes?
Yes, I got into Star Trek like a decade ago, and I've been waiting for this forever. So yes, I watched the both of them.
Awesome. So what did you think? What were your initial reactions?
I was a little nervous. I wanted to like it, but I was also nervous. I think overall, I really enjoyed how that went. I kind of miss like the look of some of the old Star Trek sort of pieces, but you know what? It's been long enough. Star Trek kind of deserves a good budget.
It is beautiful. I mean, I think they're even like outdoing Game of Thrones a little bit.
Yeah, I've seen like the first season of The Expanse. It almost like some of the budget almost kind of looks like that.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. Do you have any favorite characters yet?
Favorite characters? It's hard to say because I don't know any of them yet. Sarek is doing a good job. I miss my pointy-eared. I miss my awful bowl-cut space elves.
They are space elves.
Yes.
So what would you consider Ferengi?
Space bats. I don't
Dwarves?
know. I don't totally know.
Well, because they're all about money.
True. Yeah, it could be.
Like dwarves are.
Yeah.
And the Klingons are orcs.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
Awesome. So, are you looking forward to tomorrow night's episode?
Yes. Yeah. Well, we're actually going to be on the Discovery now.
Finally.
Yes.
Like, I love the first two episodes. I just feel like I just feel like even though I've seen the first two episodes, that I still haven't seen anything yet.
Yeah, but it's like it's the setup, it's the opener that sets up the rest of the premise. I mean, I think it's the first Star Trek pilot that I've seen that like was actually solid. Like the first episode of Voyager, of Deep Space Nine, of Next Gen were kind of rocky. I feel like despite the fact that it wasn't like what we're going to be seeing for the rest of the season, or that I know of, it felt really solid. And I hope it goes that way the rest of the way.
Yeah, me too. I'm super excited. Do you have any predictions or hopes for episode 3?
Predictions, hopes. Not necessarily that I can say. I'd like to maybe take the pace back a little bit. Like Star Trek, for the most part, is like a lot of, I don't know. I remember Star Trek being a lot of everybody standing around talking, trying to figure out moral quandaries or why is the engine broken. Different things that it's like space battles are awesome, but I hope it's not the whole series.
Well, the first season they've said is going to be the war, and Alex Kurtzman's been talking about how season 2 is going to be more of after the war. So hopefully it'll get more
discoverying.
Yes, more discoverying. Well, with the ship being called with its registered number 1031, do you think Section 31 is going to play into this at all?
I don't know. It's probably not off the table. I remember seeing something that apparently it wasn't going to be involved, but I think that had to do with the first season. So,
because the one line in all the trailers, you hear Michael Burnham saying, "What's going on with this ship?" Like something weird's going on, which makes me think that maybe it is a Section 31 ship, and she's not privy to that.
It could be.
And they're keeping her in the dark, which would be kind of interesting.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how she ends up being a major character in the show if she's sort of imprisoned for life for causing a mutiny. I'm not sure. How is she going to end up being the officer again?
That's exactly what I want to know. How does she become first officer after being sentenced to jail? Does Captain Lorca just love her that much?
Or that something happens, or she's caught in the middle of something and says, hey,
Is she going to field promotion to first officer? Is his first officer going to die?
Maybe.
I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm so excited to see it happen.
Voyager was very particular circumstances that got all the renegades to bond.
Lots of field promotions in Voyager, but you didn't.
Yeah,
know
but you're right there. But you're like right there. You're still right in the Alpha Quadrant with Discovery. So there's other people who could serve as an officer. It's interesting. I'm trying to figure out like what exactly she did that caused the war. I know she did the mutiny, but from what I remember, she didn't actually get the chance to fire first.
She shot Takuvma. Well, she did a self-fulfilling prophecy where she's like, we've got to kidnap Takuvma and disgrace him. If we kill him, it'll be a holy war.
Okay.
And that's basically, she kind of did a self-fulfilling prophecy.
She caused, because I figured this, like, landing on the beacon and killing the first Klingon in self-defense, that's a very Star Trek thing to do. Anybody would have done that. She didn't get to do anything from the mutiny. And I suppose, Takuvma, I could see that, if Starfleet found out about that, I could see that being a problem.
Well, she probably had to give a full debrief.
Yeah, so that's true. Yeah, I almost forgot that little detail. It all happened at once,
It did feel really quick, though.
Yeah,
thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. I really appreciate it.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we're at the Buffalo Comicon, and I've just run into the Harp Twins.
Hey, how's it going? Hello, it's Camille and Kenner, the Harp Twins.
If you haven't heard of these guys, they are absolutely amazing. They do amazing renditions of heavy metal and hard rock, and they've even done Star Trek covers via harp.
We did the Next Generation. Yeah, we did the theme for that, and we put a little bit of the TOS theme at the end, just to get a little bit of it in there. We were worried people would complain.
A tear?
Yeah, a little tear. Yes. We knew people would be disappointed. So we went out. We wore like Command Gold outfits, and we went out and filmed this kind of barren, cool landscape.
We didn't want to die.
Actually, we had to go off planet to film that one.
I feel like you shoot at a lot of like barren, like broken down urban-esque places. They're just stunningly beautiful.
Yeah. No, we have a video for it on YouTube, so if you look up Harp Twins Star Trek, you can find it there.
I will absolutely find it. I actually stumbled across you guys finding One.
Oh, nice.
One.
Awesome.
And I just loved the way it sounded, the percussion against the harp.
Thank you. We've done a bunch of Metallicas, but I think our One was probably our Metallica cover. That was the most
most viewed. It's our most viewed video now.
Yeah,
it's over 6 million views just for that one.
Because that's where I saw it. Because it was linked on Facebook, and I pulled it up, and then I started listening to your.
Oh yeah, a bunch of people have stolen it.
I know
it themselves on Facebook.
It keeps being freebooted on Facebook. So,
but it's an amazing rendition. I love. Like, have you heard of the piano guys?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I never seen instruments played like that where they do percussion on the instruments, and I saw you guys do it with one. I was like, yes, I love that.
But did they use their feet as percussion?
We kicked the harp.
Yeah,
because we invented kicking the harp.
We invented
and everyone's always like worried about the harp. They're like, oh, are you damaging the harp?
But
we're like, no.
my foot actually split it.
I didn't put my heel through the harp, so no, it's fine.
Actually, the harp is a lot sturdier than we are. She split her open. She was bleeding all down the harp.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was okay. Our only concern was for the harp.
Yeah, well, get the blood off. I'm sure it looks like someone was murdered on there.
Yeah, they used a black light.
Murder harp.
Blood in the harp.
That's so awesome. I was talking to you guys a little bit off, like you haven't seen Star Trek Discovery yet, but are you excited for the new Star Trek show?
Oh, so excited. Isn't Sonequa Martin Green in it?
Yeah, she is, because we're big Walking Dead fans. And so, unfortunately, we're way behind in
every show that we love.
Every show and movie.
I can't wait. It's going to be really interesting to see what they do with it.
Yeah.
And speaking of The Walking Dead, you two were actually in The Walking Dead.
We did. We had a cameo in the season 6 finale.
Greg Nicotero designed a role where we played the same walker, and one of us had a kind of clean walker face, and one of us had a face that could rip off, and so they could a prosthetic, and they could switch us in and out so that the actress could get multiple takes. So that was really fun.
We were killed by Carol.
We were killed. Yeah, stabbed in the head.
Do they? I mean, just speaking, since they use you as twins to play the same part, do they employ a lot of twins on Walking Dead?
No. We met Greg many years ago, actually, at Walker Stalker Con. We played for his birthday party there,
and he had said, he wanted to use us somehow.
It'd be so cool to somehow use you as a walker, and so he actually just came up with the idea to do it.
Yeah, he said, you know what, this would be really cool to use the same person as one
They later
walker.
on used twins in a different episode. It was supposed to be us, but they kept changing the film date, and then we were performing.
It's okay.
It was supposed to be another episode.
We were performing. It's okay.
It was amazing. We still got our moment on The Walking Dead.
We could still fangirl on set. Yeah.
That's absolutely fantastic, and I just think it's strange that they didn't do that from the get-go, because it seems like that would be the way to go to get multiple takes.
They used to use, I think, a lot more people for some of the cool hero walkers, the ones you see, but now they actually tend to use the same actors because they really need a specific look and a type.
Yeah. But y'all invented that too.
Yep.
The first twins.
We were. That's
right.
Twin walkers on The Walking Dead.
Absolutely fantastic. Well, so nice to talk with you. Thank you for taking the time.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm here with Michelle Cromwell.
Hello.
Of Cromwell's Curiosities here at Buffalo Comicon.
Hooray.
Tell us about what you do.
I make handmade jewelry, and my husband sells skulls and plasma statues and cool stuff.
Very cool. The stuff here at your booth is absolutely gorgeous.
Thanks.
But we met last year.
Yep.
At the Buffalo Comicon.
Yes, we did.
And you are indeed a Trekkie.
Oh my God, yeah.
And you've seen Star Trek Discovery.
Yes.
First impressions. What do you think?
I really like the Klingons. I think they look like Drow, but I'm kind of okay with that.
Very angry Drow.
Yeah, very angry Drow. I like their noses. The 4-nostril thing is just really kind of cool, but it makes me wonder, like, what happened. I have this suspicion that all the things that make the Klingons look more human came from the flat-headed Klingons that they don't talk about and we haven't seen in Discovery yet, but we've been told they exist.
I want to see a smooth head next to
I know. I was waiting for him. I was looking for him in the scene.
Me too. I was like, where are the smooth heads? There's got to be. Where's Kank and Kor and Koloth?
There's this one song called The USS Make Shit Up, and it's about the writers of Star Trek, and it's the most hilarious song that you have ever heard. And it has a line about the Klingons look like Puerto Ricans and dressed in gold lame. So I'm half Puerto Rican, so I found that hilarious because I like shiny things too, but I swear to God in that scene, I was looking for the gold lame. Yeah. I really was.
Looking for their gold sashes, but they get this Egyptian thing going on.
I know, and either like a funny little hat or something, but nothing.
No, I really want to see how they're going to move it forward, because from everything I've read, there's like a time gap in between the second episode and the third episode that's coming out on the Sunday. Mm-hmm. So, do you have any ideas and predictions for what's coming?
Oh God, probably a whole lot of people just being mean for no reason whatsoever. Because it's like
being mean to her.
Yeah, because I watched the preview for the next episode, and it's like everybody is so mad at her, and it's kind of like, dude, this would have happened no matter what. Like, whoever gave you your information is not giving it accurately.
Well, I think she thinks she started the war, and I think she takes credit for starting the war in the court-martial, the parts that we don't see, because it was her self-fulfilling prophecy that she's like, if we kill T'Kuvma, then we start a war. If we capture him, we can, disgrace him and, there'll be no war. She self-fulfilled her own prophecy.
She did.
And then I imagine she took credit for it.
Oh, I'm guessing that she did. Because
But the thing is, I feel like I think war would have happened at that point no matter what.
Oh, yeah,
seriously. That was the whole point of
them showing up.
The Klingons being there.
Yeah.
They were at the beacon to summon all the other Klingon houses to them. Mm-hmm. So they were there to rile up trouble anyway.
Yeah.
Which is very Klingon-like to do, just rile up trouble. It's been 100 years. Let's go poke the Federation.
I also thought that they were really like Drow in the fact that when they died, the capsules attached themselves to the outside of the ship like a spider web with bugs trapped in it. Yeah, it was really cool. But for 1 second, can we talk about the lighting during the court-martial?
That's the weirdest use of... it's...
But did you notice what it did to her? Nobody else noticed this except for me, I swear to God, because I've told this to 4 people and nobody noticed it. The light's coming down on her, straight down.
Yeah.
So her head is lit. And her nipples. Boink, boink.
I gotta go rewatch that.
You really need to. And all of you who are hearing this, you really need to go do it too, because honestly, I have no idea what happened in that scene. I was laughing so hard. And my husband's all like, what is your ish? How do you not see this?
I just thought it was weird that they the Federation Council was shrouded in darkness.
Yeah, that was really weird.
I'm like, are they really Section 31 and not telling her? Like, if they're Section 31, that makes sense. But this just seems like a regular Federation court-martial.
I know, and it's
like the dark.
But the thing is, they weren't really in the dark. So she squinted. She knew who they were. I mean...
this is on a play platform. Maybe we'll just get more than lit nipples too close.
I really hope so.
I hope so too.
It's kind of making me laugh though, because
although I think it was funny that she wearing that bandage bikini. I'm like, she wore. I joked on the last podcast she wore an itsy bitsy teeny weeny tan brown bikini.
Oh, Jesus, she really did though.
But it was like, why? That's such a weird...
It was kind of like that moment...
It's because they knew the first episode had to be televised. They had to.
Yeah, that's true, but it's also like that moment in the Star Trek movie where suddenly the girl's in, green Victoria's Secret just for no reason whatsoever. He turns around, boom, there she is, for no reason.
Well,
and then he turns back.
It's for Kirk.
Yeah, I know. Well, see, the funny thing is that I'm all Victoria's Secret has not made that line in 20 years.
But they should start again.
They really should. It was a beautiful line.
Oh, man. So, what was probably your favorite part about the first episode? Or let's call the first 2 episodes. Honestly, those 2 together are the pilots.
Yeah.
Splitting them up was a big mistake. I don't know why they did that.
I know. Well, the bad thing is that, like, literally I'm like Statler and Waldorf all rolled into one, so the husband hates watching stuff with me. But I think that my favorite part was probably when the captain bounced back from the Vulcan nerve pinch, like, immediately. It's like the floor was a trampoline. It's like she hit it and bounced back up.
My reasoning behind that is just that maybe she can't deliver as powerful as a Vulcan can. Vulcans are supposed to be so much stronger.
That's really true.
So maybe she didn't like a partial knockout, not a full knockout,
Like, I had never really thought about the strength being a factor in that. I just figured that since she'd mind melded with Sarek, she would know how, but that makes a whole lot more sense than what was going on in my head.
Because, in martial arts, I mean, there's partial knockouts that'll just throw you on the ground, but then there's full knockouts which will make you sleep. Yeah. So, I mean, maybe she's only strong enough to do a partial neck pinch, which partially knocks him out. So,
or maybe she missed.
Maybe the Captain Giorgio just so good she just like faked it.
I know.
She faked it so she could catch her in mutiny, which is really strange.
She's all like, "You didn't know I was part Vulcan." Bounce. Okay.
I just feel like if she had lived though, if Giorgio had lived, that maybe Michael wouldn't have been court-martialed. Because I think at that point she kind of understood where she was coming from. Yeah. But just like the immediate act of mutiny and not looking weak to your crew, you gotta like deal with it. Because in Voyager, mutiny. Janeway and Chakotay would mutiny each other every other episode, and then they'd still be best friends for the whole rest of the series.
Yeah, that's true.
So.
Yeah, they tend to do that with like male-female relationships and male-male relationships, but not female-female, and I'm not entirely sure why. But they do a lot of things in Star Trek that are kind of weird. Like, they said that they hadn't encountered the Klingons for hundreds of years.
That doesn't make any sense.
That makes no sense.
Archer ran into them with the one Federation ship that worked like a dozen times.
I know.
Maybe not a dozen,
and Michael's supposed to be,
times.
25? So they must have been around, 22 years ago?
Well, the deal was, it was in Vulcan territory. Because that's why Sarek took her in. Because her parents and her were there in Vulcan territory. Her parents died in Vulcan territory, which is why Sarek.
But the Vulcans never reported it.
The Vulcan, Enterprise. Vulcans are really nice to humans.
Yeah,
they're like humans died. We'll just adopt the daughter and make her better than those stinking humans. Because they literally spell bad.
That really is funny, though. The thing that kills me about Michael is that in the beginning this is a thing that they do in movies, and it bugs the crap out of me. She's all totally put together, and she has straight hair. And now she's unsure of herself and her decisions, and all of a sudden she has curly hair. And it's like they use it as symbolism for a scattered mind, and I have curly hair, and they have a scattered mind. I'll be the first to admit it. But I'll also admit that not everybody is like that.
I don't think that's what they're going for. I think she's straight hair. She's a first officer, second in command.
Yeah. But it was more of a Vulcan haircut.
It was more of a Vulcan haircut. But then now she's been removed from that situation. She's been in prison. Maybe she can't go to the nicest salons run by Booleans. She's got I haven't met Ferengis yet. I'm trying to think of maybe she's got a Tholian doing her hair, and her Tholian just frizzes her hair with all the heat. I don't know.
Anything at this point. I will grasp at anything.
So I mean, I just feel like she doesn't get to see her barber. So that's why
probably not.
That's why her hair is all like.
Well, it still looks fab, but it just made me laugh. I'm all like, really, guys, with the curly hair.
So, my favorite part of the two-parter was when the Admiral talks to Takuma, and Takuma's like, "Yeah, I'll send you my envoy. Just wait for it. It's coming. I promise." And then another ship that was there all along is cloaked. It looks like a boat because it's got that sharp flat edge.
Did that remind you of that part in Game of Thrones when Euron just showed up and plowed into them? Because I'm all
it looks like an axe or a boat.
It really
just the front of a boat that's underwater that cuts through the water, just cut through the Europa like a pizza.
I know. It was funny though because they did that, and I'm all like, finally, they've used the cloaking to ram somebody.
I thought that was awesome.
It really was.
The ship was there all along.
I was cheering for the wrong side, and I'm not sure I felt bad about it. I'm really not sure.
The Admiral actually wasn't the bad guy.
I know.
He seemed like a decent person.
I know.
Maybe this is why...
He was the one smart guy.
Maybe this is why admirals all turn to assholes after in every other iteration of Star Trek. Admirals are always terrible people. Maybe this incident is what causes that.
How often does an admiral have his own ship? That was one of my questions.
Well, he's probably a fleet admiral, not a regular admiral.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with that. But I don't know, because we've never really seen an admiral on a ship before, and I kind of got excited about it. Well, run around ships, but not actually be in command, I don't think. Unless they were doing...
There's a couple times in Next Gen where admiral.
Yeah, I was about to say, but wasn't it a forward thing in the future?
They were actually in command. I think they were just kind of there.
I'm so bad. I'm so rusty.
On the Enterprise, on the Excelsior class ship, you see their admirals come and go on that ship a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, let's send the admiral around on a 100-year-old ship.
I don't know, what are you doing?
Captain Picard just got this brand new Galaxy class ship.
I know.
And you send admirals in on a 100-year-old ship.
Maybe it was his ship. We don't know.
It's been passed down for generations.
He's all I bought this sucker, it's mine.
And if my grandmother had wheels, she'd be a wagon.
They're all hey, look at the Admiral in his jalopy.
It's sputtering in space.
Oh my God, yeah, really, that was pretty funny.
But yeah, the first episode, it's great. I don't feel like I've seen any Star Trek yet. I feel like I still haven't seen any of it yet. Did it leave you feeling that way too?
It really did. And the whole thing was why is the bridge so dark? Why are they in the dark? Because the only other place that the bridge has ever been dark is in Dark Mirror or when they're on the emergency bridge.
Well, they give. It's movie lighting.
Yeah.
Because if you look at Generations.
Yeah, it's the same type of lighting.
It's the same Enterprise that we've seen for 7 seasons of television.
But it looks so different on a big screen and on TV because the TV's reflective, I think.
Yeah, but it's so dark. It's dark. Next Gen. You watch it at home. You go from Next Gen to the movie, and the Data's quarters are almost pitch black. It's like a spotlight on his...
Does Data actually need light, though?
I'm sure his eye receptors need something, unless he functions on infrared.
Except he's probably memorized his entire room by,
first time you look at it.
Micro whatever. So I can't move an inch, I'll bang into this thing. Oh crap, there's a cat.
The cat's always
the cat's everywhere.
The cat's always the rogue.
I know.
The rogue variable. And he needs the light specifically only for the cat so it doesn't kill it.
I know, seriously.
His data's probably really heavy.
Yeah, I've kind of thought about that a couple times. It's you're a metal man.
You have a cat.
The most well-behaved cat on the ship, I like to add. Except for the one episode when Geordi borrowed him.
Or when Spock had to not Spock, when Worf had to babysit it.
Was it Worf?
Worf had to babysit it.
I just listened to a podcast about it, and they said Geordi. So somehow in my mind, it got mixed back to Geordi. There might have been a separate
time where Geordi did it, but I know for sure Worf was in charge of babysitting Spot at least once.
Oh, that's hilarious. All I remember is that when George...
Originally with pets' rights, I had a Targ.
When the Targ showed up on the ship that one time, and he's all it's my childhood friend, and yours all that's a kitty cat, and he's all kitty cat.
I just wonder how his parents went about getting a Targ.
I know, I'm all really, is it just running loose in Russia?
Go to Kronos and can I have a Targ, please? My son wants I have a Klingon son, and how did he not get demanded back whenever they told the Klingon person selling Targs that I've got a Targ?
I know. Well, the thing that kind of cracks me up is that, the original Klingons from the first generation, from the original series were supposed to be from a planet named Kling.
I'm so glad they didn't call it Kling. Although,
But are they going to bring it up? Are the flat-headed Klingons from Kling? Because the flat-headed Klingons were from Kling. And everybody else is from Kronos. So is that going to make a difference? Or am I just wishing?
I don't think Kling's going to show. I hope it doesn't.
If it does, I'm going to die.
The thing is, the way the Klingon language works is that Klingon, the last part of Klingon is N-G-A-N, if you look at it, spelling in Klingon, and Nang means inhabitant. So in the episode, you heard them saying Tarakignan and Endorignan. So the inhabitants of Endori, inhabitants of Earth, or Terra. So Klingon, technically by that standard, the planet should be called Kling.
That's hilarious. They're all the humans laughed at us too much. No.
All right. Well, thank you so much for talking to Michelle.
No problem.
We're here at the Buffalo Comicon. I'm David. I'm here with Holly Wolf.
Hello, how's it going?
She's a professional cosplayer.
Yes.
Model.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Ooh, okay. Well, I dress up for a living. It's a grand time. I take lots of photos. But yeah, I would say I'm also like a social media influencer. So I work a lot with brands online. I model for a lot of companies like Maxim, Playboy, FHM, a lot of big magazines, and also for clothing and yeah, some makeup here and there and wigs and that kind of stuff. And then also, of course, cosplay. I make a lot of my own costumes, and whatever I don't make, I do get commission from a lot of my friends. So I love putting together epic cosplays and shooting them with all the photographers that I know.
That's awesome. Your cosplays are incredible. You did a battle Cammy yesterday, which is fantastic.
Thank you.
Latex outfit.
Cammy is one of my favorite characters of all time. So far, I've cosplayed 2 versions of her, and I plan on doing the original soon.
Awesome.
And a few others. So
that's fantastic. Mm-hmm. Your profiles also say you're a gamer.
Yes.
What are your favorite games?
Oh well, I'm a huge RPG person. I'm very typical girl gamer type. I would say I grew up with Final Fantasy and Legend of Zelda and lots of Nintendo. Ooh, okay, I love 7 and 10.
7, yes.
7 and 10 are my favorite. When E3 announced that they were remaking 7, I cried. And I was working in a beautiful mansion in LA, and my friends were like, "What's wrong with you?"
I'm crying because it's never going to come out.
Oh no!
Well, they're saying 2020 now.
Oh yeah.
They announced it 2 years ago.
Yes, it was. I remember vividly. I was shooting in lingerie in a house, and I was watching the trailer for it, and I started tearing up. And my friend, one of my playmate friends, was like, "What's wrong, Holly?" And I was like, "They just announced that they're remaking Final Fantasy VII," and she was like, "What is wrong with you?" I was like, "It's a lot, all right."
It's one of the most beautiful games ever made.
It's so
in tone,
wonderful.
the story, it's a great piece of science fiction.
Exactly.
It's so good. It's so good.
So amazing.
And the thing is, at 2020, we're probably looking at a next console. It probably won't even come out on the PlayStation 4.
Yeah,
It'll probably be PlayStation 5 at that point.
Push it back.
Which means they'll have to push it back further because they'll have to rebuild it for the new system.
I don't
mind.
Like
they did with Final Fantasy 15?
15, yeah, which was originally 13 verses.
Yeah. It's that was a cop-out. It's not even really 15. Give us a real 15 first.
Exactly, lies.
Lies. You just reskinned an old game.
Exactly.
A really old game.
Yeah. No, I love video games. And of course, I'm a huge Zelda fan. Right now, I'm wearing
Zelda.
my Breath of the Wild Zelda.
Woo.
It went super viral. It was amazing. So,
have you beaten it yet?
I have not.
I'm still working on it too.
I just got all 120 shrines though.
You've got me beat. You're further ahead than I am.
I'm trying to go for super 100% completion. I'm taking my sweet ass time because I do a lot of modeling, a lot of traveling, and a lot of cosplaying. I just built Link's Guardian armor for Fan Expo last month, and that took me a long time. And I only went in the game for a good month to look at his outfit. And then I shut the game off again.
Yeah.
So I just started playing again and doing all the shrines. So,
you get Mario Odyssey when that comes out?
Yes, I will be.
Later this month. We're in the month that's released now. It's October 1st now.
I know. I'll definitely play it. Mario's not one of my favorite series, but
they look like they made it like a collectathon like Zelda, though.
It looks good.
It does look like a collectathon.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yesterday we talked, you said you are a fan of Star Trek a little bit?
A little bit, yes.
What is your favorite series?
Oh, I don't know. I can't even tell. I'm not that much of a fan. My parents are huge Trekkies. When I was a kid...
That's how we all get into it.
When I was a kid, my God, I was constantly can we watch something else? Can we not watch Deep Space Nine? Can we not watch Voyager? Okay, thank you. It was so crazy. I don't know. I love the Borg. So I really love 7 of 9.
Oh, 7 of 9.
Yeah.
Have you done a 7 of 9?
I haven't. I've wanted to.
You should totally do a 7 of 9.
I was thinking about, I don't know which one of her outfits to do, because she's got a few really nice ones. Some more, I was thinking about doing her classic silver and a latex, but then she's also got this beautiful textured blue outfit that she wears. Really I was yeah. I was seriously researching for a little bit. I'm I need to do 7 of 9.
Did you research what Jerry Ryan talked about with her, how her outfit worked?
No.
There's an article online. I'll try to send it to you.
Yeah, okay.
But they were talking the way her breasts look. They had under the costume, like under where the ribbing was, there's breast to mount, so they had to lock one in one, lock one the other in the other,
just so that there's all that definition.
all that separation. And I was like, wow, that seems really hardcore.
Yeah, that's
definitely
a lot of work.
Have a lot of help going to the bathroom.
Ultimate, it's ultimate cosplay, like literally, always. Yeah.
The same thing kind of with T'Pol. She also had the.
Yeah, you're right.
The neck to head bodysuit.
Oh. I know the struggle.
Yep. That's awesome. But are you going to check out the Discovery?
Yeah.
You'll check it out?
I'll check it out.
It's been pretty good. The first 2 episodes was like a movie.
Ooh, what?
I mean, like, the special effects were incredible. They're
really? Okay.
Almost on par with the recent movies, Beyond and Dark.
Wow, okay. I'm actually seeing my parents today, so I'll talk to them about it when I see them, because I'm sure they've watched
Episode 3
it.
comes on tonight.
Oh, okay. Is it every Sunday?
Every Sunday on All Access.
Oh, okay.
On their streaming platform. Although in Canada it's different.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm from Canada. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm not sure.
Our TV is different.
Streaming platform.
It's probably Space. We have Space Channel.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably on Space.
I'm sure your parents will know if they're
They'll know. I'll ask them. I'll be like, yo, nerds.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me, Holly. It's so great meeting you.
Thank you, of course. Thank you so much.
I'm here with Red Skull and Harley Quinn. I hear from my friends at the Nerdy Comicon that you're Star Trek fans.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Never knew. That's so awesome that you guys are into that. Have y'all seen Discovery yet?
No, because they aren't showing it in the U.S. unless you subscribe to CBS's stupid service. Grr.
And I recorded it, but it was preempted by 20 minutes by 60 minutes. That is so infuriating. So I couldn't watch the end, so I didn't watch it.
That was the That was the worst lead in the Star Trek they possibly could have done.
Yes.
Why did they show 60 minutes and not just air it right after the football game? Because that 60 minutes was so divisive and like so channel TV turning offing material.
Oh yeah,
it was bad. The reason it's on CBS All Access is because it looks like a movie, though. It looks absolutely incredible. The special effects.
We wouldn't know.
The trailer.
The trailer's only so much.
But they do show off the special effects quite heavily. But, okay, what's your favorite Star Trek series?
Next Generation.
Next Gen?
With the original series close second.
Close second? Not a Deep Space Nine fan?
What?
Not a Deep Space Nine fan?
I gave it 2 seasons and I said, that's it.
I liked some of the arcs in DS9, but it wasn't consistent enough to keep watching. I actually, if I was going to watch, sci-fi and on a space station, I was sticking to Babylon 5.
Well, that's the thing. Deep Space Nine's got a super slow burn start, but once Season 4 starts and you get Worf, it's like full speed ahead. Actually, Season 3 even gets a little bit better when they get to Defiant. But the first 2 seasons are painful to watch. Admittedly, even though it's my favorite series, the first 2 seasons are painful.
I think it took a while for them to really find their stride with it.
It did, but TNG, the first 2 seasons aren't great either.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, you got episodes like Code of Honor.
2 words, Wesley Crusher.
But then you have Jake Sisko as the Wesley Crusher of Deep Space Nine.
Same thing.
Yeah.
He wasn't in your face.
But he wasn't a Mary Sue, though.
Either.
He wasn't Mary Sue.
He wasn't Mary Sue. He was. He wanted to be a writer because that's what
he wanted to be something different than Dad, and that's fine.
His dad likes baseball.
Baseball, yay! Yeah, there's a whole baseball episode later on.
Yeah, I think I saw that
one.
Baseball. Yeah, he overdid the baseball thing, but I did like the baseball episode only because, Worf is there, and they're trying to play baseball with a Klingon and Ferengis, and none of them get it, and, it's funny.
Actually, I liked Enterprise a lot.
Enterprise is one of my favorites as well. I think that's my 3rd favorite.
I'm in the minority. I liked it, too. And a lot of people I knew ragged it, and I'm like...
I don't understand why people ragged it.
I know, I don't either. I thought it was done very well.
The only thing people say is that, I hate Scott Bakula because he's in Quantum Leap. And I'm like...
You can't do that.
This isn't Quantum Leap.
You can't do that.
This isn't Quantum Leap.
He was very likable as Archer.
I liked him.
Yep. He was very likable. I found him believable. I didn't see, his other characters. And he's done a lot of stuff.
He has. I haven't seen him, but I love him as Archer, and I thought Star Trek Enterprise got shafted.
Yeah, it did.
Only 4 seasons, and the last episode was a TNG episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It didn't.
A holodeck episode at that.
Yeah, I know, right?
I know a lot of people started going off because, you made the hot female Vulcan.
So
why can't Vulcans be hot?
And she was smart, and she had a lot of other qualities besides being hot.
And she was loyal. I mean, she could have, at the first episode, she could have taken the ship because she was in command when Archer got shot, but she kept on with what he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So she was loyal, even though she thinks humans smell bad.
Right.
Yeah, I very much enjoyed that. DS9 was good. Like I said, I gave it a few years, and even when Worf came out, it didn't really, appeal to me any much more. They got the same stale characters. They seemed more one-dimensional the longer they went. I didn't enjoy it as much.
I don't know. I feel like Julian Bashir has got the biggest arc of any character in Star Trek.
Oh, yes.
You despise him to death in the first season because he's a panty chaser. The entire first 2 seasons. And then, you find out he's an augment. And then it's and then that's why he's smart, and that's why he does all the things that he does. And I love it when he doesn't hold back that he's an augment. He's doing 3PO statistics in his head.
Yep.
Yeah, and he was very unlikable when you first hit him, when you first saw him. And he did grow, and it did develop his character that he, became, I don't want to say, like you said, more dimensional. They brought more elements to him. He wasn't just a skirt chaser. He wasn't just a jerk. Because he came across as very, what's the word I'm looking for? Can I say certain words?
You can say whatever you want.
Okay, he was an asshole. He was just he's the kind of guy that, when you would meet him in a convention like this who thinks, you owed him because you were in his presence. Yeah. So, be blessed that he's looking in your direction. And then, but as it goes on, you see him develop, relationships with the crew. That's just real adorable, actually.
Yeah. I will give you that. It seems like some of the characters aren't very 3-dimensional. I feel like the side characters are more dimensional, like Garrick and Odo.
Oh, they were more interesting.
Those are my favorite characters. The Starfleet characters I didn't care about till way later in the series, but all the side characters are the ones that always kept me coming back.
Oh yeah, you kept wanting to know more. Why are you here? Why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you sitting? Why you stay out?
The cop and robber thing with Quark and Odo was always fun.
Oh my god.
That was
they were great.
That's the one thing that keeps you coming back to season 1, because that's the only great thing about the first season.
But they worked really well together. They really played off each other well.
Absolutely.
And Armin Shimmerman really brought Quark to life, and he really put that extra into it.
Remember the first time he was in Star Trek? Remember?
I know he was in Next Gen.
Yes.
I don't remember the episode. I've seen him, and I said, "Hey, that's Quark."
I think the first time he shows his face, he's the speaking chest that Loxana beams up.
Okay.
He's got that silver face on. And then he also plays one of the early Ferengis.
Right.
Just one of the random guys on the planet that's there.
He really brought Quark to life. And I enjoyed Quark a lot.
Yeah, I want to see Armin Shimmerman come back for anything in Star Trek. And give him a guest star role in Discovery. Give him something. I love Armin Shimmerman. He's so great. How about Orville? Have you checked that out yet?
I'm enjoying it.
I've only seen the first episode so far, and I thought it was pretty solid.
It's very obviously the Star Trek ripoff. You've got all the same characters, but a lot of the inner conflict they have is really interesting. Putting the ex-wife as the first in command. The racist robot, who's, he's not Data, but he's, the whole race is racist to anybody who's not them.
Yeah, I think that's funny.
Your helmsman, his old buddy, and Borak, the same-sex couple, they had a baby, and, the big thing was how to handle the gender, because the baby was born a female, and they're an all-male race.
Yeah.
So that brought, the moral decisions and, this one changes his mind. I thought that was brilliant doing that.
That's awesome. Yeah, I need to catch up on it. I'm still behind.
It's good. It's funny. It's good. It's not forced. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was surprisingly solid. I was expecting it to be a lot more cheesy than it was. It actually worked really well. And it had heart to it, and it was serious when it needed to be. Absolutely. Well, thank you guys so much for talking about Star Trek.
My pleasure. Find me. I'm the Buffalo Penguin on Facebook.
Nice to meet you, too. The what?
I'm the Buffalo Penguin.
The Buffalo Penguin?
Yes. I normally cosplay as Penguin. I was here all day yesterday as Penguin.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I think I saw you.
And Red Skull is just one of my many other cosplays. So
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, check them out. Anything you need to plug?
Yep. My primary persona is Steampunk Harley, and you can find me at steampunkharley.com. And you'll see all my costumes up there and all the appearances and places I've been going and the people I've been seeing.
Awesome. Fantastic. We'll put this up soon and let you know.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to talk to you.
Pleasure talking with you.
I'm David here at the Buffalo Comicon. I'm here with JD.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Good.
So, having a good time at the con?
Absolutely.
You stopped by the Nerdynomicon table, which I'm actually sitting at today while they're trying to get some interviews. And you've seen Star Trek Discovery, the first episode?
Yes.
Fantastic. What's up?
Well, one, this pen is awesome. Two, I have not seen Discovery yet, but I really want to. How was the first episode?
Yeah, excellent. It's excellent. But
I really
there's
enjoyed
good
the first episode.
and bad and ugly. Okay?
What's ugly about it?
What's ugly?
Yeah, tell us
they
what's
changed
ugly.
They changed the Klingons.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Completely.
Like, I don't mind.
And they never explained why.
Well, we've only gotten 2 episodes, so maybe we've got 13 more for them to try to explain the Klingon. So maybe we'll get it. Episode 4 is supposed to have like a Klingon dinner, so maybe we'll hear them talk about what's going on in the Empire and why none of them have flat heads.
Well, the Klingons and the Federation were in a war with each other before TOS, correct?
Yeah, and so this is before TOS.
Maybe that's their wartime. Maybe that's their wartime.
They had 100 or 200 years of peace. I think it was 200 years of peace.
I think they said it's been 100 years since they've had heavy interaction with the Klingons.
Right.
So I guess the Klingon augment virus with Archer was the last time we really got a lot of interaction from Federation and Klingon, which I thought was kind of weird. I'm like, if they try to do another prequel and put it in between Enterprise and Discovery and not have the Klingons, that'd be kind of weird. Hopefully they'll go forward instead of backwards.
Yeah.
So the only thing that bothered me about the Klingons was they didn't have any hair. Like, if they just had eyebrows, that would have been fine. Like, I think the makeup's beautiful. I just...
If they were another race.
Yeah.
I love the Klingon idea.
But they speak in Klingon, so that's great.
Yes, that's the only thing they're doing that's Klingon. And they're being deceitful, as they always are.
Yes.
Always.
All right, what about the good?
The good, okay, I like the captain. I think she's great.
Oh, Sequoia.
Yes. Yes.
I am very...
Sonequa Martin?
Yeah.
Yes.
I am a big fan of Walking Dead, and I am very excited to see her in a not just a supporting role, but a leading role, because I think she's very capable.
She's good. Zombies, guts, and stuff like that.
She's kind of a female Kirk, because she puts herself out there where she should.
She does.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what was your name?
Savannah.
Savannah, thank you, Savannah. I just wanted to have your name on it here as well.
Okay, now.
All right.
The aggravating thing about it, we have to pay for it. Why?
Yeah, that's a lot of people's...
Why?
I think part of the why is because of the way it looks. It looks better than any other TV show I've ever seen.
It has a very nice movie feel to it, but we pay for every streaming service out there.
Yeah.
Why don't they just do it on Channel 4 and give it to us for free?
Oh, I'm hoping that part of the reason it's on a pay channel is so they can make things a little bit more brutal, especially with the Klingons. Because before, I mean, I don't know if you remember, like, Blood Oath and Deep Space Nine,
Blood Oath,
where they're running around and like they stick a bat left in front of a guy and like slit his throat,
man.
and there's no blood, the bat left is clean. Like, I'm hoping maybe they can go a little bit more brutal. And maybe that's why it's behind a paywall, so they can use more blood and guts. And
you have to be loving Walking Dead.
Yeah.
If there's not enough blood on that for you, there's not enough blood in the world, man.
I just don't think Star Trek needs it all the time. But if there's Klingons, I think it can warrant it.
They were a warrior race.
Yeah, so they
live for war. They live for killing.
Anything, he has too much stuff.
Oh, stop it.
We're talking about Star Trek.
This is my wife.
Hi. He has too much of everything.
What's your name again?
My name's David.
David. JD, my wife Marianne.
Good to meet you.
David.
What does that do?
This is recording.
He's actually recording it right now.
I do a Star Trek podcast.
Tell him what you thought of Discovery.
Yeah, what did you think?
of Discovery. Oh, I loved it. Awesome.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Yes, but we still don't want to pay for it.
I'm paying for it because I've been podcasting about it. I'll be watching the next episode, and I'll be podcasting about it tonight.
How was the second episode?
The second episode was good. That's where all the payoffs happen. Like, she gets thrown in the brig, and then, like, battle ensues. And it's amazing.
Really?
It's really good.
It sounds cool.
I'm really enjoying it, yes.
Because I'm really a Star Trek original person.
Oh, yeah?
I really am. I couldn't get into the other ones. I know my kids love the other ones, but I just couldn't get into them.
She's old school.
I'm Star Trek original.
I'm right from the beginning of Star Trek.
All the movies, you know. I mean, I cried when Leonard Nimoy died.
Yeah.
For real.
I did, too. I was at work. It was miserable. I worked a 12-hour job at that point. Leonard Nimoy died, and I was just crying. I was at work, and it was kind of sad.
So you do like the new one, though?
I do, but I've liked all of them. So, I mean, I'm not, I don't exclude anything. Voyager's my least favorite of the bunch.
Yes, I would agree with that.
But
I like some of Voyager.
Huh?
I like some of Voyager.
I mean, some of Voyager's good.
I even like the Enterprise.
If it's a Doctor episode, if it's a 7 of 9 episode,
I love the Doctor.
Right.
The Doctor is brilliant. Robert Picardo and Jerry Ryan was brilliant.
Yes.
But some of the other characters I didn't care for.
Right.
But I mean, so far Discovery, it feels like a prequel. Like, I've seen 2 episodes, and it feels like I still haven't seen anything yet. Okay. Because you've only met, like, Saru and Michael Burnham, and they're the main 2 characters who will be all the episodes.
You haven't seen the whole thing?
We haven't met the whole cast because they go to a new ship.
Oh, you're talking about Discovery?
Yeah, Discovery. So Discovery, you don't even meet the whole cast until episode 3 or later. So I mean, like, there's a new captain we're going to be seeing.
Right.
There's new officers everywhere.
Right.
She's a Star Trek Next Generation.
Next Gen.
You know what she looks like from Z Nation? Come on. You watch Z Nation?
I've not seen Z Nation.
I've never seen Z Nation
Got
either.
you, man. You are like a spitting image of the ghost. She carries like a baseball bat with spikes on it.
Negan?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, that's Walking
No, she's not Negan. No, that's right. Well, they got the idea for Negan.
Yeah.
Oh, Z Nation's awesome.
Well, Negan was in the comics for Walking Dead a long time ago. The comics are awesome.
Nasty character.
Listen, I watched Walking Dead right up until Glenn, and after Glenn, you know what?
You were
I thought I can't watch a show that's actually going to make me sob like that.
See,
Do you want to hear something that might make you feel better? Glenn may be coming back.
He can't come back. He's dead.
Well, this is the latest scuttlebutt.
See, I'm just not a fan of The Walking Dead. It just repeats over and over again.
Yeah,
I like the first season of Walking Dead, and then the second season was super slow.
They can do whatever they
want.
want.
The third season was slow, but I stopped after the third season.
It's just like the same thing happens over and over again.
Yeah, that's true. But
there's a bad guy, they lose their home, they're on the street, then they find another home.
And then another bad guy kicks them out.
David, it was a real pleasure.
Really good talking to you. Thank you so much for talking with me about Star Trek. Thank you.
Okay, buddy.
Right.
All right, we're here with Don Jackson. You've heard him before on our past Comicon episodes here at Buffalo Comicon.
How you doing, folks?
Doing good.
Don Jackson here.
Holly was just asking. Holly's here. What do we do?
Hey, guys.
And
so I'm just asking what kind of art you do.
Well, right now I'm focusing on doing caricature portraits. I do caricature drawings over the summers at Darien Lake. I don't know how wide your listenership is, if it's just Western New York or
there's people
beyond.
Well, Darien Lake's like an amusement park in this neck of the woods.
Right.
Those who don't know.
I do comics as well, and all kinds of freelance artwork, graphic design, whatever. When you're an artist, it's like being a chef. You can't just make one thing. You got to be able to diversify and please your clients, etc. But comics is really my thing. That's what I'm really loving. So I guess people could find me online. There's a site that I publish called brainboy.webs.com, and that's part of something published with Indelible Comics. Back in the 50s and 60s, there was a comics company called Dell, D-E-L-L, Comics, like the computer. Anyway, it's all public. Yeah, I know. It's all public domain comics, and so we're kind of rehashing that stuff and bringing it back. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
So, Search and Discovery has been on. I know you haven't seen it yet. We talked about this off the air.
Yeah.
But are you still looking forward to it? Are you going to start watching it?
For sure. Michelle Yeoh, I don't know how to pronounce her last name. She's
I call her Michelle Yeoh.
Michelle Yeoh. Okay, I'm a huge fan of her as an actress, so...
Don't get attached.
I know. Well, I have a massive crush on her, so that's part of it. But I actually lived in Asia for 5 years, too, so I have like a huge background in Chinese culture, etc. So
fantastic.
And she's very, very well known. She kind of came up through like the Hong Kong kung fu scene, kung fu movies and stuff. So
Crouching Tiger.
And she's been around a long time. Ironically, she was a dancer though before she got into doing kung fu movies. Yeah, it's very graceful.
Especially when she's younger.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing her dance now. I'm just saying. But I can definitely see it when she's younger and how that would transfer over to her martial arts.
I think she can carry a role really well. She's
fantastic in Star Trek Discovery. I'm just sad we're probably not going to see a whole lot of her.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Now, what's the score with the whole payment system for watching this? Can you explain that to me a little bit?
At CBS All Access, they have 2 tiers. They have a $5.99 tier for watching with commercials, and they have a $9.99 tier for watching without commercials.
Oh, okay. Does it come with like a bag of potato chips or something? Or
no, it's online
Free
only.
bag of popcorn.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like my thing is like I'm going to vote with my dollar. When Star Trek's on, I'll pay for it. When it's off, I'm going to stop paying for it, and then hopefully it'll encourage them to make more Star Trek or put it somewhere else. Hopefully, that's my hopes and dreams, that they'll either make more and have multiple series so that there's not a long wait between each season. That way, you get a season of one show for a couple months and a season of another show for a couple months.
Do you think it's going to be online for free in like 6 months or something like that? Or you know how those things go?
I don't know. I mean, a lot of times some stuff goes on like right onto like Netflix, like right before the new season starts. But they're saying the next season might not even come out to 2019.
Oh my god!
So I mean, like even if it does come to a different platform later, it'll probably be much later.
Well, I'm switching the tables here. I'm asking you the questions.
Right.
So I wanted to know: I asked you before? Is there a subtext or some kind of a message that you think this Star Trek is coming across with? Does it have any?
So far, it's just war.
Yeah.
War is the main theme of the show. Although it gets pinned on Martin Sequoia Green's character Michael Burnham, it gets pinned on her. Although I have a feeling it was inevitable the way the show was portrayed it. So war is happening, but the idea is to get over the war after the first season and then move on to other things in the second season. That's what they're talking about loosely, but. Season 2 has not been officially greenlit, as far as I know.
Oh wow!
As far as the writers and producers know, as far as I've seen.
I see. Yeah, wow. So, well, I'm definitely going to check it out when I get a chance. I guess I'm.
Episode 3 comes on tonight. I can't wait.
Really? Awesome. Well, you guys enjoy yourself.
Excited.
Hopefully they think they can get that free bag of chips to you in time.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Or like some popcorn flavored Jelly Bellies.
Oh my gosh, you know what you're talking about. You're a professional, huh?
I'm not a fan of gelatinous-based candies.
I'm gelatinous enough, so I'll end it right there.
Well, thanks so much for talking to us, Don.
You guys have a wonderful day.
Thanks, you too. All right, we're here at the Buffalo Comicon still, even. And I'm speaking with...
Sid. You're speaking with Sid.
Sid?
Yep.
Nice to meet you, Sid.
Nice to meet you, too.
So, you came up and said you love Star Trek. You're asking about Synthaholics and Star Trek. You've seen Discovery.
I have seen the first 2 episodes, yes.
What do you think?
I loved it. I mean, I have read the criticism that it's kind of like The Expanse in some sort of way, but I'm just thinking about the mindset the people have in that kind of timeline. They are meeting Klingons after 100 years. Yes, that is a plot gimmick, but...
That does seem kind of strange. That Archer ran into him 100 times. Just with the NX-01, there's been a whole bunch of new ships, and they've never run into Klingons.
Exactly.
It is kind of strange.
It is kind of strange, and given the fact that Klingon race was saved by the Federation.
Yeah.
That's what they said. That's what they say in Enterprise. The fact that the Klingon, but still, you have them in the middle of war with Federation. Federation has just lost one of his biggest battles against the Klingons.
Yeah.
And obviously the mindset, in Deep Space Nine, during the Dominion War, we were able to see at what lengths that human morality was able to dive just to save themselves.
Oh yeah,
I think that's the same thing. That's the same thing that's going on with Discovery, and and moreover, she's not a Vulcan. What's her name?
Michael Burnham?
Michael Burnham, she's not a Vulcan either. So
but she still looked up to her adoptive dad more than she did to Amanda, I guess.
But you can, alright, you can train a cat to be a dog, but it won't become a dog.
You know, I think she and Cybok traded Katras because Cybok became super emotional human, and she's trying to be a super logical Vulcan.
No, I think she's a really good mixture between logical and emotional. I mean, she is using emotions a lot, but at the end of the day, she's using logic to back up those emotions. She's passionate. She was really passionate about firing at those Klingon ships, but she did not. But she used logic. She used sound logic to define why she is doing what she is.
She did, and I didn't understand why even after she got out of the brig, her captain was still kind of like, I don't know why you turned on me.
Again, if you are following the plot line of meeting Klingons after 100 years, you really don't know what to do. You really don't know what to expect. So the best thing you can do is follow Federation protocols. Never fire first. That's what you have to do. I think that's the main reason behind why she did not fire first. It's Federation protocol.
No, but I mean after the firing started and Michael gets out of the brig, and Captain Giorgio's still upset that she betrayed her, and I'm like,
I'll let you get out of here.
She told you.
She had good logic.
Again, she does not know Klingons as well as Michael Burnham does. I mean, Mike Burnham has suffered personal loss at the hands of Klingons, so I think there's another thing there to add to that.
Absolutely. Do you have any predictions for episode 3 coming up tonight? Are you excited?
I'm really excited. I'm excited indeed. But I think right now, obviously, she's going to be promoted to captain, and I think we're going to see a new ship.
From prison to captain in one episode?
I mean, they don't have any other option.
She's going to be the captain.
Who?
Lorca.
Lorca is the science officer?
No, that's Saru. Captain Lorca, he's the guy we haven't met yet. He's the captain of Discovery. I do think he will die and she will get a field promotion at some point. Not sure if it's this season or not.
I still feel that she's the main character of the show.
She is.
She is the main character of the show, right? She's the lead. Sure. Yeah, but that's what I'm thinking. What's your favorite Star Trek series of all time, though?
Deep Space Nine. Love Deep Space Nine. Boom!
I just love how... I mean, even though they are talking about human morality a lot...
The Pale Moonlight?
I did not... I mean, I was shocked. Garrick was my favorite after that.
I love Garrick.
After that, Garrick just became my favorite.
And Duet.
And the...
with the Butcher of Galatep.
And Quark. Never forget Quark.
I love Quark. Quark and Odo, I love their dynamic. It's like cops and robbers.
That's so true. All right, I think these guys are getting bored now.
All right, thank you so much for talking with me, Syed.
I would have used my right hand, but you don't want to shake my hand.
You have a good one. And that was our Buffalo Comicon episode. We hope you liked all that. We had a great time. Our guests were fun. Lots of fun opinions about Star Trek, and wonderful, wonderful guests. Some of the celebrities we had, Holly Wolf and the Harp Twins, they were absolutely fantastic to talk with.
Pretty cool, and we enjoy meeting all these people and getting to talk. And I know you get to you're the one who's doing all the footwork for this. I'm usually stuck behind the table, so
yeah, it's just great, like, you know, meeting people in the nerd culture and just being part of that group instead of just being like, oh, I go to a con, but I'm like, it's kind of like being part of it, like, you know, being a podcaster and trying to get other people's thoughts and opinions on everything as well. So we hope you had fun with that. And all our music is provided by Warp 11. You can find them at warp11.com or at Warp11 on Twitter. Our intro is provided by Dave Wilkes. Personally, you can find me at David_J_Duncan on Twitter. And our show is at Synthaholic Duo on Twitter.
And I'm at Blackbird 2004.
You can rate and review us on iTunes. Stars are great. If you want to leave those, that'll so much help to us, because the more people that find us, the better it is for us.
The more
happiness happens. Exactly. And more people that finds us, the more happiness will spread around to those new people. So it's a win-win for everybody if you go and take a couple minutes and review us on iTunes.
What, don't you like happiness?
Yeah, I like happiness.
Be happy? Oh,
exactly.
Just rate and review. If you have a chance, if you could go on to Patreon, Patreon.com/Synthaholics. If you could throw any amount of money that you could our way, we definitely appreciate it. Just help us keep that the podcast going, the our electrical bills going, and that one light that we need to replace in our recording studio.
Exactly.
In that small little
It's
closet.
flickering right now.
Yes. and that moth keeps flying around like a vulture.
It's going to kill us. All right, well... It's going to put holes in my sweater.
Oh, my God. But yeah, if you could throw anything our way, we'd definitely keep the moths at bay. It would be wonderful. And also just tell your friends about Synthaholics. Word of mouth is a wonderful way to get the show around. Let people know what we do and what we're about.
All right. Well, yes, that would be fantastic. Thank you all so much for listening. Live long and prosper, one and all.
And we'll bullshit our pants. You're the best drinking friend